For the ones who get it done, the most important part is the one you need now. And the best partner is the one who can deliver. That's why millions of maintenance and repair pros trust Grainger, because we have professional-grade supplies for every industry, even hard-to-find products. And we have same-day pickup and next-day delivery on most orders. But most importantly, we have an unwavering commitment to help keep you up and running. Call, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
This episode is brought to you by Progressive Insurance. Fiscally responsible, financial geniuses, monetary magicians. These are things people say about drivers who switch their car insurance to Progressive and save hundreds. Because Progressive offers discounts for paying in full, owning a home, and more. Plus, you can count on their great customer service to help you when you need it, so your dollar goes a long way. Visit Progressive.com to see if you could save on car insurance. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates. Potential savings will vary. Not available in all states or situations.
Folks, football is back, and BetOnline remains your number one source for all your football betting needs this season. You'll find latest odds, matchup info, player news, and game trends. As your continued source for all sports wagering info, BetOnline features live betting, free contests, live scores, and giveaways all season long. Always the fastest and easiest way to bet all your favorite sports and events like MLB, MMA, tennis, boxing, and even golf. Head to betonline.ag, that's BETOLINE.ag, to receive your 100% welcome bonus with your first deposit. Make sure you use the promo code BELIEVE, that's BLEAV, to receive your rewards. BetOnline, where the game starts, and also BetOnline sponsors the Bossman Show on your radio. Folks, back on the Bossman Show. Friend of mine, friend of the show, Coach Amir Abdur-Rahim, Kennesaw State Owls, out of the A-Son, Amir. What's up, brother? How you feeling, Kennesaw, my guy?
Bossman, what's going on, man? It's been good, man. I'm good. It's about 57 degrees right now. It's supposed to be 78 later on. Can't beat that in October, so I'm good to go.
No doubt, brother. Hey, can't believe it's your fourth year already. It's your fourth year at Kennesaw, man. How's this journey been for you so far, my brother?
Yeah, man, it's going, man. I'll tell you that much. Somebody said something to me about 2 months ago. They was like, man, you going into year 3? I said, no, man, I'm going into year 4. And so man, it's been a good journey, man. It really has, and really excited about seeing this thing through. We talked about it before, man. First couple of years, and it just takes time, man. And you got to go through those growing pains. You got to go through those hard times. And we kind of start seeing a little bit of success last year, and it was good. So, being able to have the majority of our guys back, man, and going into this fourth year with, in a sense, man, like these players, like we all have grown up together, and so that was the beautiful part of it, get this job at, I guess I was 37 at the time. Yeah, I was 37. And now, be sitting here ready to roll into year 4, man, with guys that, I love, they love me, and they love what we built here. Man, I can't ask for nothing else.
And I applaud the administration, Amir, because a lot of times they don't give you extensions when you're in a rebuild. And they've seen the progress you've made from the first years. You was just trying to get guys to play the right way. There's a talent gap, but now they've grown up with you. Year 3, we saw them turn the corner. We saw the progress you've made, and they reward you with extension. So I'm glad they did. But a lot of times administrations don't give a guy an opportunity to actually see the rebuild through.
No, I'm extremely fortunate. That's the one thing I understand. When the extension was signed and it was released and put out there, I made sure to say that, you know, we work in a very microwavable profession, where it's just, these administrators, they just want it like that. And I think every situation is different. If you're taking over for a head coach that, won 20 games left and got another job somewhere and he left you a good team and you didn't do nothing with it, like, okay, I can understand that, but some places it was a complete rebuild, and then you couple into that, basically, a real year of COVID and then a half a year of COVID, but that first year of COVID, like nobody knew anything, nobody knew what to expect. I mean, most teams didn't even have a summer, with their team. And for us, we were bringing, I think, 9 or 10 new guys that second year. And we, like, literally our first time working with those guys was, I want to say it was like late August, early September. And so, and I get it, man. It's no excuses. It's, you got to just work because ultimately nobody cares, right? Like, what it is. I get that part of it. But, for President Swag, AD Overton, and our CEO, Tamika Smith-Jones, for them to see and recognize, I should say, see is not the right word, recognize, the growth in the program, the growth in the brand, what we've been able to do on the court, what we've been able to do on the recruiting trail, and reward us for that. It's rare, man. It's rare. And I'll be the first one to tell you, I'm not sitting up here saying, oh yeah, what we've done to this point. I think it's remarkable, to be honest with you, but I'll be the first one to tell you there's more work to do. So I'm very fortunate, very blessed. But again, we've worked hard as hell at it too now. We've worked our butts off.
What's good about it, Amir, is your colleagues in the A-Sun always tell me about how good of a job you do. And I'll say, you're doing a hell of a job. Yes, he is. I'm glad you all see he's doing a hell of a job as well. And but also you all in the community as well, Amir. But you all in the Kennesaw community up there, North Cobb County, you're around. So people see you all, you're present. Your team is present in the community. So that also helps as well. So yeah, your colleagues see you're doing a good job in the community, you're doing a good job. And I'm glad that the administration said, hey, we don't give Amir to keep this thing going so he see it all the way through. And I see big things for you coming this year and down the road for real, my brother.
No, I appreciate it, man. And, you talk about the coaches in our league, man. We got some, really good coaches. And again, that's why I say, man, I think I'm really blessed, man. I'm blessed to have a great family. I'm blessed to have great administration. But then you look around our league and we're all competitors. There's no question about it. We want to beat each other. But, you take a guy like Richie McKay up at Liberty, who is, been a sounding board at times, an encourager at times. You take a guy like Lenny Acuff up at Lipscomb, it's been the same thing. And my good buddy down at Jacksonville, Jordan Mincy, who I think he's done a heck of a job, in just that short year he's been there, and they're going to keep coming, but it's a league, I think, full of coaches that have a real respect for each other. And also, again, we want to win. There's not a question about it, but if I could choose one phrase, I would say, we've got a league full of guys who are growers of the game. They want to see the game continue to grow and thrive. So, it's been awesome.
I was at Lake Point this summer. A lot of guys kept asking me about Amir, telling me how good of a job you do. I know that's your guy. You look at people. So even at Lake Point, your name came a lot at Lake Point this summer when I was out there watching games, man. So let's know people got the eye on you, my brother.
Well, they I think it's partly that, and it's partly, man, all I got is a 15-minute drive to Lake Point, during that recruiting season. And dudes are like, man, you get to sleep in your bed tonight. I'm like, yeah, you can't beat it. So it's a good spot. I think I told you this, 3 years ago. Now it's like, man, this place is special, man. Like, it really is. And just to see the growth over the last 3 years, it's been special. And again, Pamela Witten was the president who hired me. She's now at Indiana, but last year, they gave the presidency to Kathy Schwag, and Kathy Schwag has been here in different roles for almost 20 years. So to see someone who is invested in our university and in our community be rewarded. And she's really big into athletics. And so she's going to really help us push this thing forward, man. So I'm excited about it. I really am.
And Amir, let me ask you this, man. So with you all a month away from playing real games, how much is it still skill development versus just trying to put schematics in right now for you and the guys?
No, we work skill development every day, man. We do in some sort. I think it's really important that, even throughout the season, guys continue to get better. They continue to sharpen their mechanics and the things that are going to help them be successful in the games. I think I mentioned this before. For our guys, we have a rule in our program that basically from April until when we start school back, for the most part, it's about them. We very rarely do a bunch of team stuff in the summers. We'll even when we work out, it's like we might be a team, but we'll, for the majority of the workout, we'll have our perimeter guys here, our post guys here, and then we might bring it in at the end for about 15, 20 minutes and play. But the skill development part is key. But right now we're building our schemes offensively, defensively, who we want to be, what our principles are, what our beliefs are, and really trying to drive those home. So April to, when school starts is about them. When we start up in, into August, they all have an understanding that, this thing is going to be about team with that skill development still built in.
You know what, Amir? I look at your roster. You finally have an older roster, which is good. I got a returning guy. So I'm like, finally, my man has an older roster in the A-Sun to compete and get these close games. But sometimes, like I said last year, so games you could have won, didn't. But now they've got the practice of it now. Now this year, you're older, we execute, and go watch the film and correct these errors, because you and I both know this. You can put some time on the clock in practice, but it's not the same thing as having a real jersey on. It's another opponent, having referees there to overcome when these games are real close, and get that pressure and get the job done for real.
Yep. Well, you make a great point. And like I mentioned before, we started to see, year two in those close games, we won 0 of them. None of them. I want to say we were like the year 2, we were 1-something in games, I think decided about 5 points or less. Last year, we won some of those close games, right? And when I dove into our team this summer, there were a few things that really stuck out of why we weren't winning those close games. Just from a basketball standpoint, like we've got to be a better free throw shooting team. We shoot the ball entirely too well to not, from the perimeter, to not be a good 3-point shooting team. And so we've addressed that. We're addressing it as we speak. Right now each guy's making 500 free throws a week, and we're keeping up with it, charting it. So I think we'll be better in that area. But the other part of it is like you said, man, we got an older roster now. And what I mean by that is, these guys have been through some adversity. They've been through some battles. They've been in those close games. They've won some, they lost some. And we were able to identify, those close losses last year. Was it X's and O's? Was it free throws? Was it mindset? And that's the thing we kind of come up with, Bossman, is that this year, it's not going to be about ability. It's not going to be about talent, youth anymore. It's going to be about how connected our guys, like how, focused on each other will they be? Can they be held accountable? Will they allow themselves to be held accountable by one another? And, I think if we can do a great job in that area this year, we'll do what we're supposed to do.
No doubt, Amir. That's something so important you said, because the best teams I've been on was teams where we held each other accountable. It wasn't the coach. Now, granted, I played football, you was a basketball dude, but still, we held each other accountable for is running the right route, reading the right read, and stuff like that. And we need our offensive coordinator to be like, nah, you missed this read. It was man zone. You need to see it. So when you have a team where the guys say, hey, bro, you missed the assignment. Come on, man. Get the rotation over. That's going to be good for you. Hopefully, the older they can see it. It can say, hey, bro, you messed up. Not by having it turn into an argument would be a great thing.
Yep. Yeah, no, and that's the thing. And you think about it like this, and we've been preaching this now, again, with this group. Year one counts. It's not a question, but like, I don't think we have we have two guys, Terrell Burton and Armani Harris. But if people remember, both of those kids got hurt their freshman year, like season-ending injuries. And so now, and they've heard me say this now for 4 years, man, we got to hold each other accountable. You got to allow yourself to be held accountable. But the truth of it is again, it's a process. It takes time. I can say it, I can preach it, but they have to eventually get comfortable with it, right? And so last year, you saw times where, man, they wanted to do it, they wouldn't do it, or they did do it and it wasn't accepted, right? And so now they're not going to do it again. Whereas I think now what they're starting to see is that, again, it's maturity, right? Like they're being like they're being held accountable, and before they react and feel like somebody's blaming them, they'll listen first, talk it out, boom, all right, we're good, and then we can move on. So that allows us as coaches, man, now, man, we're just like, for the most part, we're coming in and coaching basketball. We're not having to coach leadership a whole lot, effort a whole lot, energy a whole lot at all, if at all. So, it's that's the part that I think that's cool to see. I saw like Terrell Burton the other day on Tuesday, I think it was. We were doing something in practice, and man, it was we were doing a shooting drill, and where they got to make 100 shots in 4 minutes, and they made it. And normally, last year it would have been me saying, "Hey, fellas, look, we made it, but man, like we didn't have this, and this." So I'm literally like, all right, man, they made it. I'm gonna move on, right? And Terrell like, whoa, man, hey, coach, real quick, hey, fellas, we made that, but we got to be better communicating. We got to be better passing. Like, man, we should be at 115 or whatever it is. Last year, he wasn't doing that. It wasn't happening. Because he didn't ultimately these guys, they spend so much time with each other that they want to be friends, right? And they don't want to ruffle any feathers and have a dude not like them off the court. Well, I think what they started to understand is, man, it's unconditional love already, right? So I can tell this guy the truth, and this guy is going to accept it. So, man, it's been fun so far.
Amir, you wouldn't believe this. Now, on the football field, I'm a competitor and a dog, but in real life, I'm antisocial as hell. But you won't probably believe this. I am, though.
I don't believe that, but I trust your word.
It's true.
I trust your word.
So, on the field, I'll be going crazy. But when I got off the field, I didn't say a word.
Yep.
When I got on that field, I turned somebody different.
Yep.
Now, off the court, it's like, about to feel like, man, Bossman don't talk to nobody. He is chilling. So
and that's Terrell Burton, man. I'm telling you, that is Terrell Burton at his core. His freshman year, I tell the story all the time. So to hear him do that the other day, we all walk away like, man, that dude then came a long way. Because his freshman year, he wouldn't talk at all. I'm talking about even to call a play. It's like, hey, Terrell, you got to say that louder, my man. Well, I said it. No, man, you got to say it louder, right? And then second year, a little bit better. Last year, it was bits and pieces. This year, it's been really consistent, and where that's going to help us. And I talked about this all the time. I didn't just want to have a good team. I didn't want to just have a good program. I wanted to build a program that was sustained over time, and so now with Simeon Cotto, who's a freshman, from Tri-Cities right here in Atlanta, walking in and having to play this point guard position, he has an unbelievable example every day. And I tell him all the time, like, man, you lucky. He didn't have you. He didn't have, somebody to say, hey, Rel, this is how you do it, right? Like, he had me on his butt every day, pushing him and yelling at him, and, and he couldn't understand it, whereas when I'm on you, now he's come to put his arm around you and like, look, young fella, this is what he's trying to get across to you. This is what he's trying to help you understand. And so we talk about it, that's how you build the program to sustain, is when you're passing that leadership from one guy to the next. And then when that new freshman comes in, that next guy's like, hey, man, look, I had a great teacher. I'm going to be a great teacher, to you, so that's the part that is really cool to see right now.
Amir, you got some heck of a games. You got non-conference. You got Florida, it's Todd Gold, it's San Diego State. You see Mike Rhodes and Woody playing him in Indiana, man. So
Man.
I know those are the guaranteed games you got to play. But talk
Yep.
about those games, man. Those pretty close. You're gonna be playing in the non-con every A-Sun schedule,
Yeah.
brother.
Yeah. I mean, at the end of the day, boss man, it's like this, man. It's where we are, right? And that's what I mean. When you talk about the program continuing to grow, every year we've been able to add different things, and the good part is going to be one day where we don't have to play as many of those guarantee games, and actually we can go and maybe buy a couple teams to come in here and play. But like right now, where we are as a program, when you got 5 starters back, 7 of your top 8 back. One, nobody wants to come play us here. The previous 3 years, our schedule was done in May, right? We literally couldn't finish our schedule, I think, until maybe late August, early September, because we couldn't find, we were trying to find people to come play us here, right? And I don't say that like, we've accomplished anything yet. No, but I think people are seeing how the program is growing, right? And so now you do have to go play the Indianas of the world. I was hoping that Trace Jackson Davis and Race Thompson, went to the NBA, when we signed that contract, but it's part of it, But think about it like this, man. How many kids will be able to say they've been able to play in Assembly Hall, right?
No doubt.
How many kids will be able to say that, they went down to and played in the swamp or went out to California? These are the things we talk about this all the time, man. Like, the schedule is the schedule, and we're excited about it because it's going to give us a lot of different tests in a lot of different ways. But ultimately, like, what I want to help create for these guys are memories that are going to last them, in their bonds, right? Because truth of it is this, man. 10 years from now, when they done playing college basketball and they all doing whatever they're doing professionally, whether it's basketball, running a company, owning a company, whatever it is, right? Like, man, they're going to have a group chat going, hey, man, remember that time we went and played at Assembly Hall? Or, man, remember that time we went out to California, man? We was able to go walk on the beach out there, or whatever it is, man. Like, remember that time? Like, that's what it's about, man, at the end of the day, right? And so we want to have a challenging schedule that's going to prepare us for a really good A-Sun, right? Like, the A-Sun ain't no cakewalk. Right.
No
like,
doubt.
I mean, every night it's going to be a battle, I think I saw yesterday where, and then they picked North Alabama last. I'm sitting there thinking like, man, who did that? Right. Like how, I don't like how, right. Like it is what it is. Right. Like, so that's why, like, I was telling the guys, like, man, don't in the preseason polls, all that stuff, man, that stuff don't matter, man. Still got to go play.
No doubt, Amir. Like you said, man, like for me, when I leave today, I'm going to Nashville for homecoming, TSU homecoming. It's like you said,
Yeah.
we have Hell's memories about playing Jackson State in Memphis or playing in Atlanta after that, the Atlanta Classic. We talking about we ain't talking about we lost this game. We talking about we played Georgia Dome every year against FAMU.
You're not even gonna remember it. Like, it's like the craziest thing, man. Like, and man, I went to Southeastern Louisiana, man, and when I got there, we weren't very good at all. I'm talking about we were bad. By my senior year, man, we won 20 games. We shared the regular season title. And man, I like to this day, I got a group chat in my phone. I got a group chat on Facebook with guys that I play with. And I'm telling you, man, like, we don't talk about, hey, remember that time, man, we went and won at Tulane? Yeah, we won. But I couldn't tell you anything about that game. You understand what I'm saying? But I can tell you about the time, we had to get up in the morning, man. Coach Billy Kennedy, man, he woke us up we had a flight out of New Orleans. I want to say the flight was like at 9, man. So we're up at like 6 in the morning, driving from Hammond to New Orleans. Man, we go from New Orleans to like Bossman, Montana, had to get on a bus, and we're driving in a blizzard, okay? Like, dudes are shook, right? Because we like, yo, man, like, we ain't never seen that much snow. We all kids from the Southeast for the most part. Mm-hmm. We talk about that. We laugh about that. We talk about the pancake breakfast we had in New Mexico. We went and played in like an MTE. It was like us, New Mexico, Dartmouth, and with somebody else out there. Man, we don't even talk about those games, right? We didn't, like, the pit was fun to play in, but it was a diner out there in New Mexico that had these pancakes. Man, I'm trying to tell you, we went there every morning. They were unbelievable, right? Those are the things you talk about. Those are the bonds, that are created through this game. And so when you think about scheduling, yeah, man, I want to win. I don't really worry about my record as a head coach, to be honest with you, because again, like I said, every situation is different. If people only look at at my record as a head coach and they judge us off that, then they don't know half of what's been done here, But if people that really understand it, really look at this, what we've done, they get it. Quick story, I'll tell you this. It's like this. This is the stuff that, makes you, as a coach, makes you feel good, and you and encourage, like it kind of gives you that motivation to keep going. But I see Coach Andy Enfield, on the road here recently. And obviously he was in the league. He was at Gulf Coast, right? And now he's at USC. And man, he told my brother the same thing, told Sharif the same thing earlier this summer. But he saw me, he said, man, Amir, I just want to tell you, man, man, you're doing a hell of a job, over there, man. He goes, man, when I was in the league, man, you could count that as a win every year. He said that was 2 wins every year. He said, so man, like I see what you're doing. That wasn't an easy job. That wasn't an easy thing to take over. He was like, man, so just know people are, taking notice. And like, so again, man, I'm just like, man, that's pretty cool to hear, because, like ultimately, again, these are my, Coach Enfield's older than me, but he's my peer. He's a colleague, and so, he's a guy that I've respected from afar for a long time. Right. And so to hear a peer say that about what you're doing, and about what we're building, okay, cool. Let's keep going. Let's keep pushing.
And Amir, I'll say this: I saw this team at Belmont year one. The improvement is 20,000 fold for what I saw. Belmont year one. I've come those days and saw you all play.
We don't talk about that trip. We don't talk about, man, we played Murray State and Belmont on that trip, man. I'm like, what were we thinking? But it was part of it. It was part of it. Like that schedule we inherited the schedule. It wasn't like we were like, yeah, let's go. Like I would have never played them where, with where we were at. But, it's part of it though, man. It's part of it.
So I want people to understand that. So I would say Amir doing a hell of a job at Kennesaw State. Support the Kennesaw State Owls. Go up to see Amir play in Atlanta. It's not a hard drive. Go up I-75, get off 271, go see my man up there and support the Owls. Amir, thank you for your time. Always my brother, and I'll be seeing you soon, my guy.
Yes, sir, boss man. I appreciate you, man. I appreciate you always looking out.
No doubt, bro. I'll see you soon, man.
All right, dog.
Hey, peace.
All right.
Folks, football is back, and BetOnline remains your number one source for all your football betting needs this season. You'll find latest odds, matchup info, player news, and game trends. As your continued source for all sports wagering info, BetOnline features live betting, free contests, live scores, and giveaways all season long. Always the fastest and easiest way to bet all your favorite sports and events like MLB, MMA, tennis, boxing, and even golf. Head to betonline.ag, that's betonline.ag, to receive your 100% welcome bonus with your first deposit. Make sure you use the promo code BELIEVE, that's BLEAV, to receive your rewards. BetOnline, where the game starts, and also BetOnline sponsors the Bossman Show on your radio.
For the ones who get it done, the most important part is the one you need now. And the best partner is the one who can deliver. That's why millions of maintenance and repair pros trust Grainger, because we have professional-grade supplies for every industry, even hard-to-find products. And we have same-day pickup and next-day delivery on most orders. But most importantly, we have an unwavering commitment to help keep you up and running. Call, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Breaking news, and this one is almost unbelievable.
Yeah, it's all about new customers at Bet365 because they get $150 in bonus bets when they bet $5, win or lose. And even better, bonus bets can be used on the spread, totals, and player props.
There you have it. Bet $5 to get $150 in bonus bets, win or lose. And see why it's never ordinary at Bet365. 21 plus only. Must be physically located in Ohio. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. T&Cs apply. Available in app only.